So regularly on Viessmann boilers we're told about the rubber hoses being a problem and that they're the cause, very often stated as the cause, of scale and problems in the boilers. Now this is a WB3A. You can see very clearly there's no rubber hoses, but we do have the normal scale build-up that you get in boilers with stainless steel heat exchangers. Now, I say stainless steel heat exchangers, I'm limited to my own sample group. I'm limited to my own experience, but I don't see this happening in boilers with aluminium heat exchangers. And if it does, you could please let me know, but I've not seen it. And but I see it in boilers with Giannoni heat exchangers, and I see it in Viessmann. I primarily work on Viessmann, so of course I see it here. But the difficulty is in the diagnosis. Now, if you've got rubber hoses, every time I go to a boiler, I can go on the rubber hose here, and I know instantly if I've got a problem with scale build-up in my boiler, and I can anticipate that problem. But the problem with them when they don't have the rubber hoses is I've got no way of telling. Not until I actually get a problem with the system. Now, this boiler is not showing a problem with the system, but you can see I've got some pretty heavy, chunky lumps of corrosion building up in this heat exchanger. Now, this is my theory. I've got no evidence. It's pretty much a sort of seat on my pants theory that basically in a stainless steel heat exchanger, stainless steel isn't the greatest of conductors. So I believe that there's localized heating between the flame and the first stainless steel surface that's exposed to the flame, the hottest part of the heat exchanger in effect. And I believe that the contaminants in the water coming back from the system get cooked on that face into this scale deposit, and this takes place in the heat exchanger. Now, to protect boilers from this scaling process, I've been using plate separation for quite a while on any jobs where I see a problem. So a plate heat exchanger prevents any of the water in the boiler originating or coming back from the heating system itself. And that's been very, very successful. Now, the interesting part of that is, and it's a bit that backs up my theory, my idea about this localized overheating within the heat exchanger, is that I don't see those plates getting blocked up. I've never had to clean a plate heat exchanger on any of the systems where I've used plate separation. Now, again, it's a limited sample group. It's my own personal experience. I'm sure other people have seen blocked plate heat exchangers, but you know, I have not. So I've been going back to my plate heat exchanger jobs, finding almost always a clean boiler. I had a couple of instances where I went back and found the boiler was still dirty. I hadn't cleaned it enough in the cleaning process before fitting the plate heat exchangers. But not scaling, and certainly not blocking of the plate heat exchanger. So it does seem to be a successful method of protecting the boiler and preventing this localized scale. I'm not advocating using aluminium heat exchangers just because they don't suffer this problem, and I am assuming they don't suffer the problem based on my own experience. But anyway, rubber hoses are not the cause of dirt and blockages in the boiler. Basically, if they're removed and serviced as part of the annual service, kept clean, like any other component of a boiler that might get dirty, you don't have an issue. I've got hoses on boilers now 15 years old with no issues and no need for renewal. Anyway, as usual, I hope this video has helped.